Hello everyone, my name is Hector Mendoza. I created a PDF that will give you a breakdown of your most common policies, your HO and your DP policies, uh, and your HOAs. So as you can see, I've listed all these policies and I've broke them down for you and explained about each one of them. And at the end, you're going to see a chart that I created, and it kind of breaks it down so you can see in front of you what the difference between these policies are. Okay, for instance, you have named peril policies, and then you have open peril policies. Now, some of your policies are open and uh, named peril policies, and specifically your HO3. So, if you notice that every one of these policies will cover from 1 until 10. Oh, excuse me here. Let me. Um, okay, I thought it was going to start talking to us. And there's one good thing about this PDF that I also have. It'll actually, if you want, if you're tired of reading and you want this thing to read to you, it'll read it to you. But anyway, so almost all your policies are going to cover fire and lightning, wind and hail, explosion, riot or civil commotion, aircraft, vehicle smoke, uh, vandalism or malicious mischief, theft, and volcano eruption. Okay, and now some of your better policies is going to have additional let me see, 2, 4, 6 of them, right? So, like falling objects, weight of ice, snow, and sleet, accident, discharge, or overflow of water or stream, sudden and accident, tearing apart, cracking, burning or bulging, freezing, sudden accidental damage from artificial generated electric current. Okay, and down here I gave you a little chart that shows you the similar home policies. So like your HO1s are similar to HOA, the HOA plus is similar to your HO2 and so forth. Um, so when you're looking at this chart, uh, this tells you what perils it covers. And what you see white means that it's an open peril policy. Now, I'm the one that created all these colors. I understand it real good because when I look at my policies, this is how I look at things. And now, when you're talking about your HO3 and your HO5s, those, as far as coverage A and B, they're uh, they're open policies. So it's not a named peril policy, except that on your HO3, your contents, or which they call personal contents, then those will fall under, like the contents will be under the 16 perils, but those other ones are they're open perils. So what that means is that if it's not listed, it's covered except for this 21 perils. And all your policies are not going to cover these perils, okay? So I'm not going to read them all, but they're right here. Now, a lot of these exclusions can be put into your policies with endorsements. So just because you have an open peril policy doesn't mean that it's not going to cover these things, because they can be covered with endorsements. Okay, so so let me just give you a brief uh, explanation of the policy. So when you're looking at this document, it's going to explain everything. Well, not everything, but your basic stuff about your policy. And I'm just going to go over the first one, and explain how to read my PDF. So I'm going to close this PDF because I selected something and I'm seeing this squares here. So let me reopen it to make sure that there's nothing wrong with my PDF that I provided to y'all. No, good. Okay, so let me start reading what the HO1, what it talks about. So on all of these policies, they all will, the first paragraph are similar to each other. Then you'll see in bold what the named perils are. And then, so let me read the first one. The HO1 home policy is the most basic insurance policy available to homeowners. Most homeowners that purchase the HO1 insurance are insured for catastrophic losses only. The HO1 home insurance policy only protects the home and contents for the most common perils that occur. The HO1 insurance policy is a named peril policy. The HO1 insurance policy is a named peril home insurance policy. Named perils policy specifically lists the perils that are covered by your homeowner's insurance. If something happens to your home or belongings that is not on the list of covered perils, you do not have coverage under the HO1 home insurance policy. Then it'll list the named peril policies, right? And as you start reading, it's going to tell you by default if it's a replacement cost value or it's a or actual cash value, and that it can be endorsed or it cannot be endorsed. So this each one of these pages are explained accordingly. So the HO1 insurance policy is normally a replacement cost policy. However, because of the fact that the HO1 is the most basic homeowners protection available to you, you need to make sure that you know whether the policy is replacement cost or actual cash value policy. Understanding this difference could mean the difference between your insurance company covering your entire loss versus just a portion of your loss. And then it'll give you some important perils the HO2 insurance policy may not cover. And each one of them is going to explain similar to this. Also, in addition to that, in each one of these uh, pages that I've provided to you, and some of them do have 2 pages, but most of them are broken down into 1 page. It's going to give you a comparison as to, for instance, the HO1 insurance policy is similar to your HOA and the HO8, and it explains what the comparisons are to each one of them. So as you read in here, you'll start uh, understanding the policies. One thing I have not done is because I've been real busy, I did break it down into an Excel file and then brought it into Word and combined it into a PDF for y'all. This Excel file. I did not do that with the DP, the DP1, DP2, and so forth. So when somebody's talking about HO and DP, when they're talking about DPs, they're normally talking about dwelling policies. And what does that mean? Normally, it's a property owned by an individual that's renting it out, and they don't have. Some of those policies are uh, cover some things, but some things are not covered. For instance, usually they're a little bit better than your homeowner's policies, but they're not going to cover contents. And all this document uh, that I have provided for you is going to explain a lot of this, guys. Hopefully, what I have provided for you, it'll come. You'll benefit from it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the PDF that I have provided for you. And later on, I will create an Excel file similar to this and attach it to the PDF so that you can see the difference between your DP policies. Again, thank you for watching my videos. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to me. I have a lot of uh, unique things that I post in reference to being an adjuster. Well, I'll see you on the next video. And again, thank you for watching my video.